I'm not an Arsenal fan, but when the results come in on a Saturday and Arsenal have been beaten or drawn or whatsoever, they just think, oh, I'm just going to go make a cup of tea. I'm going to give it an hour, and then I'm going to go. And those guys, like, I feel for DT and Troops. Those guys, I feel for them because they're in it deep. And but I have to sit there and laugh because it's so funny, fan blood. You know what I'm saying? And what was saying, Robbie? I've had enough, Robbie. I can't take it no more, Robbie. My Tottenham mates are laughing at me, Robbie. I'm just like, oh my god, it's essential viewing.
Good evening and welcome to our overview for Slap of the Day, which is an animated football punditry show that covers all 10 weekly Premier League games in one sitting. Joining me in the studio tonight are our resident pundits, Elaine Shearer, and Jermaine Anus. Aye, Chuck. Before we move forward, I'll pass you over to our roving reporter, Guy Melton Mowbray Pork Pie, for a brief roundup of how BBC Sport run their football-related content. In 2018, the BBC extended its highlights deal, which allowed the broadcaster to continue making Premier League football content for 3 more years. The extension cost the BBC £211.5 million, which is £70.5 million a year. It has allowed them to keep their flagship show, Match of the Day, and its Sunday night version, Match of the Day 2. The BBC also got to keep Football Focus, which has almost no viewers, and the Premier League show, which has now been cancelled, as that had literally no viewers. Thank you for that reminder. So, the BBC spaff 450,000 licence fees a year to watch highlights of 220 men kicking 10 pigskins, while 20 old geezers pull their hair out as 30 pitchside officials make decisions that get overruled by 30 different officials who sit in a shed near Heathrow Airport. The Premier League is worth over £9 billion, as the UK pulls in £5 billion and foreign rights grab a further £4.2 billion, and that begs one simple question. Why is nobody making any decent additional content for an industry sector that big and that valuable? Answer: it's because the Premier League charge an extortionate amount of money for matchday footage, so any show that requires said footage will need a stupidly large production budget, which tends to scare the crap out of conventional broadcasters. It's a hole that the Premier League has dug for itself, and much like Bricktop's pocket, it's a hole that they can never get out of, as the instant they allow a small production company to make content for pennies, the broadcasters that currently pay through the nose will demand rebates and refunds. Thank you, Gary. So, to summarise, in the UK, B-Sky B, BT Sports, the BBC and Arthur Scargill collectively spend over £1.6 billion a year on the Premier League. £1.6 billion is big business, so the hair is slick, the shaves are clean, the suits are shiny, and the corporate image is squeaky clean, which is a million miles away from an uncouth, hard-working, hairy Larry Scroat who drinks beer, smokes fags, scratches his arse, and forks out £50 a month for his sports channels. This means there are 2 types of people out there: those who entertain and those in need of entertainment. If you are the entertainer, you'll earn a 6-figure salary and do lunch at the Ivy, Nobu or Wolseley. If, on the other hand, you are in desperate need of being entertained, well, the closest you're going to get to alfresco is a kebab as you stumble home from the pub. On your own, £50 a month is nothing. However, if there's a million of you, that's £50 million a month. And as B-Sky B have a reported 10 million subscribers, that's £500 million a month, which is £6 billion a year. So remember, whereas the Premier League pulls in £1.6 billion a year, all of that money comes from millions of little football addicts just like you, who feed their habits on a monthly basis, one subscription at a time. Right then, with another pointless international break completed, the Premier League returned, and to give you the gist of what we do here at Slap of the Day, we're going to focus on the most important game of the week, as Manchester City travel to Tottenham Hotspur. If City can grind out a win, they'll be 2 points behind the mighty Spurs. However, if Spurs can stay on form and collect all 3 points, they'll go top of the league until Leicester play Liverpool. As you already know by now, Spurs beat City 2-0 and scooped the top spot. Normally, we'd go over to Pork Pie for his post-match interviews with the players and managers. However, Jose is a big shot and I'm top dog on this show, so I'm dealing with the special one myself. Good evening, Jose.
Well, good evening, Gary. Where is Pork Pie?
Don't worry about him, Jose. You're here with me.
But I don't want to be here with you. You are disrespectful to me.
I've done no such thing.
1 year ago, Poch was sacked. You went to Twitter and said good luck with finding a better replacement. It is not going to happen.
Ah, yes. Thing is, though...
The thing is nothing, Gary. After 12 games with Poch, Spurs were in 14th position. After 12 games with me, they are top of league for 1 month.
Yes,
they are top because I am special.
Indeed.
While you are challenging Paul Merson for worst psychic pundit ever.
Right then, over to you, Pork Pie.
No, that's okay. I can stay here on the sideline to watch you getting your power groove on with Jose just a bit longer.
Keep this up, and next week's interviews will be done by Tony Hubba Gubba Bubble Gum.
Jose Mourinho! You're sitting pretty at the top of the league, and as Leicester went down heavy to the bin dippers on Sunday, you'll stay top all week, which is significantly longer than the 20-minute spell you had last week when you played past the parcel with Southampton, Chelsea and Leicester. Spurs, the league leaders, sum it up in a word. Special. Sum it up with a noise. Wow. Sum it up with a smile. Good man. Moving on. Let's see what the players have got to say about it with Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Harry, your team's defence was spot on, despite the various cries and appeals by City players. You kept a clean sheet, and under the guidance of Jose, you're looking like the best centre-back midfield winger goalkeeping forward on the planet. What are your views? Robbery? What robbery? I didn't see any robbery.
Bruv, he didn't say robbery. He said strawberry. He was talking about his favourite crayon again. Innit, Harry? See? Crayons.
You don't sound like a Korean when you talk to me, Son. Why is that?
You want me to speak with Oriental accent? Well, in these times of political correctness, I cannot do that. It would be racist.
You mean racist?
Oh, you cheeky motherfucker.
Moving on. Having spoken with the winners, it's time to speak to the losers. Pep, you came to Manchester City to throw money to win the Champions League. But the way things stand, you'd be hard-pressed to be in the running for the Premier League. What's gone wrong?
Money, I need more money.
You need more time, Baldy. Unfortunately for you, time has been provided with a 2-year contract extension, which means you'll be able to work on your tactics as well as your excuses. And now for a word with one of your players. Raheem Sterling! Oh, good Lord. Has anybody got a box for him to stand on? Yep, milk crate is fine. Shove it down there and up your pop. Sterling, not fit enough to play for your country, but fit enough to play for your club, as pointed out by Jose Mourinho.
Thank you, Pork Pie.
You're welcome, sir. Now then, what have you got to say about losing to Spurs?
Hey, come on, Harry. We lose to Spurs all the time now, you know what I mean? And they bluffed us out of the Champions League when my goal got disallowed because Aguero's toenail was offside. Then we come to the lane and Bergwijn slap our ass. So today ain't really that surprising, is it? You know what I mean, Harry?
That's an extraordinary voice you've got there. Gary! The Premier League runs for 38 weeks and each week houses 10 games, which means there are 380 games a year that need covering. Amazon Prime paid £90 million to broadcast 20 games a year for 3 years over the festive periods, which is £30 million a year or £1.5 million per game. Unfortunately for Amazon, that equates to a 1-month subscription followed by an 11-month cancellation, as football fans only want football-related content. The same thing happens with BT Sport once the Champions League ends and B-Sky B as soon as the Premier League is over, as there's not much point in retaining a subscription if you're not getting the content you crave. Slab of the Day will cover all 380 games a season, which is 10 games per week for the 38 match weeks. In covering Man City v Spurs, the on-screen runtime was 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so covering 10 games would take 39 minutes. We can then add the studio pundits, mistakes by officials and VAR cock-ups, although it's possible to aim for a half-hour slot by reducing the time allocated to each game. As a broadcaster, what have you got to lose? I mean, aside from 38 weeks of subscription fees from people that are looking for content that appeals directly to them. Why not take a punt and commission an end-of-season 6-week mini-series to document which clubs bag European football for next season and which clubs get relegated? Focus on the half-hour slot and call it SOTD's Big Six. Plus Arsenal. We'd happily do it for air miles or luncheon vouchers. And you as a broadcaster would have a decent run-in with plenty of bonus material to plug the living crap out of it, so that you can let your viewers know it's coming. As a side note, and this information is worth taking on board, outside the United Kingdom there are a shed load of foreign broadcasters who collectively spend £4.2 billion every 3 years for Premier League content. But then you'd know that if you were paying attention earlier. I'll leave you with a list of them that I got from Wikipedia, in order that you might contact some of the English language broadcasters to offset the risk of your UK mini-series commission by pre-selling the content that you will own, as with us, you pay for a commission, so you own the content, outright, globally. And when it comes to the deliverables, as soon as we deliver each episode in English, we will strip away the audio and deliver a second mute copy, as badly dubbed content is always better than badly subtitled content. Take it away, pork pie. Do 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 do. Do 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 I do. I do 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 I do. Do 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 da 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 do 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 da 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 do 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 do. Given that we're not going to get the Christmas #1 with that pile of crap, there is now only one question left to be asked, namely, is it possible to make a Premier League football show that does not require any matchday footage? I'm going with a resounding yes, as this man has managed to do it not once, but twice, as AFTV is his online brainchild, while the Real Football Fan Show is a variant of AFTV that he has taken to a national broadcaster. As pointed out by Noel Gallagher at the start of this presentation, AFTV is original football schadenfreude, as their ratings only go through the roof when Arsenal lose. And why? Well, it's a careful blend of meltdowns and insane excuses.
What?
What a legend now.
I remember your kind words where you were saying that you're a regular watching AFTV. You still watching?
Yeah, but it's not that great this season because you're kind of doing all right. I was, you know what I mean?
When Arsenal beat Mould, were they in the kitchen with a can of Mr. Muscle? Well, when Arsenal beat Mould 4-1, the viewing figures were around 10,000 views. And when Arsenal beat Liverpool, you have 24 and 22,000 views. When Arsenal lost to Liverpool, nearly 4 million views. And when Arsenal lost to Brighton, 3 rants got 1 million views. And when Arsenal lost to Spurs, 2 rants, 750,000 views. AFTV do have over 1 million subscribers. Thing is though, the vast majority of said subscribers support Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool and pretty much every other Premier League team out there, except of course for Arsenal. AFTV was made by Arsenal fans for other Arsenal fans. However, the everlasting demise of Arsene Wenger, coupled with Arsenal's drop in form, saw AFTV turn Arsenal Football Club into an EPL laughing stock, which all came to a head at Goodison Park, where AFTV had to get police protection, but not from the Evertonians, as AFTV needed police protection from their fellow Arsenal fans. The situation blew over until the following week at Arsenal's home ground, when it kicked off and calmed down again, until Arsenal visited Crystal Palace a week later, before going back to the Emirates. The Premier League is worth over £3 billion a year, yet there doesn't appear to be a single broadcast executive on the planet that fully understands why. And this is how Robbie Lyle was not only able to identify and exploit a gap in the market, but his actions have directly led to copycat productions at Spurs, West Ham, Liverpool, Manchester United, Newcastle United, Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, Fulham, Leeds United, Leicester City, Manchester City, Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, Southampton, Aston Villa, West Bromwich Albion, Wolverhampton Wanderers and Burnley in the Premier League. Norwich, Brentford, Swansea, Bournemouth, Watford, Reading, Stoke, Barnsley, Middlesbrough, Bristol City, Preston North End, Huddersfield, Luton Town, Blackburn, Cardiff City the first and Cardiff City the second, Millwall, Coventry, Birmingham, Queen's Park Rangers the first and Queen's Park Rangers the second, Derby County, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday the first, Sheffield Wednesday the second and Sheffield Wednesday the third, Rotherham and Wycombe Wanderers in the Championship League. Lincoln City, Portsmouth, Hull City, Doncaster Rovers, Peterborough United, Charlton Athletic, Ipswich Town, Accrington Stanley, Crewe Alexander, Fleetwood Town, Sunderland, Blackpool, Gillingham, MK Dons, Oxford United, Shrewsbury Town, Plymouth Argyle, AFC Wimbledon, Northampton Town, Rochdale, Bristol Rovers, Wigan Athletic, Swindon Town and Burton Albion in League Division 1. Newport County, Forest Green, Carlisle, Cheltenham, Morecambe, Salford City, Exeter City, Cambridge United, Crawley Town, Leyton Orient, Walsall, Colchester, Tranmere Rovers, Oldham Athletic, Bolton Wanderers, Port Vale, Harrogate Town, Bradford City, Scunthorpe United, Barrow, Mansfield Town, Grimsby Town, Stevenage and Southend United in League Division 2. I mean, even non-league clubs like Wrexham and Torquay United are getting in on the act. Congratulations, Robbie Lyle. Full credit where credit is due. And I will now retract my gap in the market statement, as Robbie uncovered an entire market void, as 20 Premier League clubs, 72 lower league clubs and 19 non-league clubs cannot all be wrong. If you are into stats and it's numbers you're after, the Premier League currently has just under 3.1 million online subscribers for the various outlets of fan-based TV, The Championship has just over 250,000, League One has got 145,000 and League Two have got 66,000. Sticking with just the Premier League, if those 3.085 million subscribers were all paying £7.99 a month to Amazon, Netflix or Apple, the total revenue stream would be £24,655,757.73 per month. And when you take into account the fact that international breaks extend the 38 weeks of the Premier League to 42 weeks, which is effectively 10 months, £24.65 million a month equates to £246.5 million per year. How's that for potential? However, you would stand a far greater chance of converting 3 million online subscribers to 3 million television viewers if you put Slap of the Day onto a free-to-air channel, like Channel Dave. Dave's biggest viewing audience by far is the 1.3 million viewers that used to tune in to watch Taskmaster until Taskmaster won the league and got promoted to Channel 4. Slap of the Day has the potential to comfortably treble the viewing figures of Taskmaster, as you have to acknowledge the fact that not everybody who watches online shows like AFTV actually subscribe to them. Like Noel Gallagher, for example, as he, like most other tribalistic football fans, will only tune in to watch AFTV if Arsenal lose or draw. Take the formula of one team getting ripped on and multiply it by 20. Slap of the Day, full league schadenfreude. I can do Slap of the Day for a big broadcaster with a big budget, or a small broadcaster with a small budget, and I no longer care which. All I know is that there are millions of football fans in the UK. They are all being underrepresented for content, and despite the fact that one man has conclusively proved that you do not need match day footage to make Premier League content, for some reason broadcasters still don't get it.
Come on, man. Don't you get it? Please, just get it, man.
I'm not an Arsenal fan, but when the results come in on a Saturday and Arsenal have been beaten or drawn or whatsoever, they just think, oh, I'm just going to go make a cup of tea, I'm going to give it an hour, and then I'm going to go. And those guys, like, I feel for DT and Troops, those guys, I feel for them because they're in it deep. And but I have to sit there and laugh because it's so funny, fan blood, you know what I'm saying? And what was I saying, Robbie? I've had enough, Robbie. I can't take it no more, Robbie. My Tottenham mates are laughing at me, Robbie. It's just like, oh my God. It's essential viewing.